Today is February 12th. Rundown. I got a meeting at 2, so we're going to whip through this shit because I got to get on the road. This is the first day I've been outside, by the way, like moving around in a while. Dwight Howard, like dick flick. Not really a dick flick because he just grabbed the guy's cock on TV. Big Cat, what do you got?
Dwight Howard is absolutely the type of guy that if you did an anonymous poll of the Rockets locker room, though, they'd all be like, yeah, we fucking hate that guy. Like, he grabs our dicks all the time. He's always pretending to be Superman and, like, laughing and, like, doing stupid little pranks. We just wish he would go away and stop touching our balls. Like, that's really all they would want, and he continues to do it.
KFC?
That was like a deep dick grab. Like it looked like he went like underneath and got some balls and grundle up in there. And the worst part was the dude he was doing it to like barely reacted. He was still chatting it up with someone to the side, just kind of like, this is every day for us. Dwight's grabbing my dick again. This is not even news for us. Yeah,
it was a full-fledged dick grab. That was the weird part. It wasn't just a flick. It was like a grab. Next up, Walton. We've already talked about this, so I don't know what more can be added. It was my favorite video, though, of the day. Bill Walton on a legit 3 to 4 minute rant about Bob Dylan and the Dead. And
Bob Dylan gave a speech. That was an incredible event. Get online, Google the whole story, read the speech, listen to Lucky Old Son, have him take you to the river, get you across, and wash all your troubles away. See, this is about choice. This is about Nelson Mandela, Bob Dylan, Bill Russell, Thomas Edison. The light is on. Throw it down, Snoop Dogg. Please. How about a pass?
And who's he with? Who's the guy he's with?
Dave Pash.
Pash, he's the perfect guy. He's the perfect sidekick for Walton. Like, he lets him go off. He kind of brings him back in, but lets him do his thing. And I love when Walton was like, relax, it's TV. He's exactly right. Like, you can see what's happening in the game. I could listen and watch Walton do this. I don't know. I never get sick of it. He could have done that for 20 minutes, and I would have been like, yes, give me more, Bill. I love it. KFC?
Yeah, you got to know, if you're like the play-by-play partner with Bill, you got to know to just get out of the way, let him do his thing. Especially, you know, what was this, like I don't even know the two teams playing. It's a no-name game in the middle of fucking January. I'd rather listen to Bill just go on his rants than actually hear about this game. And yeah, the fact that it goes on for minutes, he just keeps on going. He's like the old guy. He's got that old man free pass status where it's just like, let Bill say his shit, let him go do his thing.
Yo, how high are you, Kevin? Like, it was USC and Oregon, and it's February. We're like deep into February.
Yeah.
We're not in January anymore.
I feel like I've lost a couple weeks at this point.
But yeah, Bill Walton's great. The beauty of this is it was an 8-point game with like 5 minutes left. This wasn't a 30-point blowout. He was just doing it in a pretty crucial part of the game. And Dave Pash is the perfect guy. He also he's starting to like become self-aware that people are laughing at it. I don't know if you noticed, but he said the name of a Grateful Dead song and took Walton totally off the tracks. He's like, oh, why would you mention that? I remember this concert. And, like, completely fucked up his train of thought. It's perfect. And Dave Pash, he's a creationist. So he's a weirdo in himself. He doesn't believe in evolution.
That is weird. The thing that makes it work for Walton is I don't even know that it's, like, old man. Like, he loves, like, that's who he is. He's been like that since, you know, forever, basically. So he's just so passionate about it. It's like what you said. If you throw out a Dead song, his mind just, he just spirals out of control in an awesome way. Like, I don't care who you are or what you're talking about. If you care about anything as much as Bill Walton, like, cares about music and the Dead and shit like that, I'll listen to it. I'm sold.
You know what it is? It's basically, I think he goes to these games and he like thinks it's like Bill Walton's Music Hour podcast, and maybe a basketball game will break out. Like, if we have time, we'll talk about a basketball.
I love it. And you're right. There were a couple major shots hit in the sequence of when he was talking, and he didn't even... And then he throws in, like, throw it down, Snoop Dogg, just out of nowhere. Great. I love the guy. I don't know how anybody can't like Walton. Belichick on Letterman, I stayed up for this. He smashed it. I mean, my friend Bill was electric, just like I thought he would be. He lit the internet on fire. KFC, you stay up for it. He threw a couple digs right at the Jets fans because people were like, boo, and he's like, oh, Jets fans. I was belly over laughing when he did that. Hilarious.
I didn't even consider watching this. Like that would be the last thing I would put on my TV at this point. I really don't even think it was that funny. I feel like this is just you guys loving Belichick. I don't think anybody outside of New England really thought this was good, did they?
Oh yeah, everyone's like he's.
When you say everyone, do you mean like you and the idiots from Massachusetts that tweet you?
No, I mean the everybody who watched it was like, this guy is hilarious and he's a great football coach, and we have the privilege to watch him on Letterman. And Letterman was nervous. You don't see Letterman get too nervous too much, but he's like, oh my God, we have a big deal in the studio today.
You don't think he was nervous by the fact that he might have to carry the conversation and Bill Belichick just might not even respond to anything or smile?
I would probably be nervous if I had the worst guest of all time, too. You know,
the worst guest of all, the best guest of all time.
I'll say this: I didn't watch it. Bill Belichick in a suit is always laugh out loud funny. It is. He just looks so uncomfortable whenever he has to put a suit on.
Not only the suit,
way too long. It's awful. It's so good. He just. You know how original and unique and like genuine he is when you just put him in a suit and he just wants to rip it off and run and put on his sweats.
It's the laugh too. The laugh is like I feel like Bill Belichick needed to be taught how to laugh. He didn't just like naturally start laughing as a human. When he laughs, it looks like he's like, okay, this is my time to go. It's like so scripted. It's incredible.
No, it wasn't scripted. It's electric. It's contagious. It's infectious. It really is. The Jackie Robinson story is still going. So when did this press conference happen? Last night?
Yeah, it was like late afternoon, like around 4:00.
One of the more bizarro world press conferences I've seen. We had Jesse Jackson. We had a priest wearing a Jackie Robinson t-shirt. We had some just random white bald guy. We had a player. We had a mother. Honestly, I tweeted at you, Big Cat, like, the only thing that was missing from it would have been you in your Jackie Robinson shirt, just up there. And Jackie Robinson, again, we talked about, they blatantly cheated. Like, there really is no gray area. They redrew the lines. They pulled so they cheated. And for this press conference, they want their titles back. They think they're getting persecuted. You cheated. You got caught. Let's just move on. An unreal press conference, Big Cat.
Unreal until you remember that it's Chicago and it all comes back to politics and just fucking weird shit goes on where, I mean, Jesse Jackson, fuck you, dude. Honestly, it has nothing to do with race, but you're just there to get your name out there, and he's the worst. Throwing a kid in front of a microphone, that's the worst. The whole thing is disgusting now. And then the whistleblower was making the rounds. He was on ESPN with Bob Lee. He was doing every local radio show. Guy was just soaking it up, talking about how he's all about fairness and all this shit. Fuck any adult in this story, point blank.
KFC?
I think it is 100% about race. It's a team named Jackie Robinson and a bunch of black kids. Jesse Jackson's going to jump all over that. If this was a bunch of white preppy kids, this never would be happening, ever.
Oh, no doubt. But it's race, but it's not. I mean, they cheated.
Well, it's racial over a fucking Little League game, so it's not actually a racial.
But they cheated.
Right.
Well, yeah, they cheated.
They cheated. If it was a white team that cheated, everyone would be yelling at them. Jesse Jackson saying it's black kids, but I mean, if you played Little League in Swampscott, where I grew up, we were always awesome at Little League because we fit right in the biggest district you could have without being split into two. But if you take it sounds like they just basically said, we're going to create Chicago as one little league team, which, you're going to beat teams 43-2 in Big Cat's imaginary 10-run inning rules. Just crazy that you could have this much outrage and defense when everyone's like, well, yeah, but you did cheat. Gronk dodgeball. It's a slow day. If it was faster, probably doesn't make this. But everything he does, and I don't know if it's just me and Gronk, but that, first of all, the arena is virtually empty that he was playing ice dodgeball. By the way, probably the most dangerous thing I've ever seen an athlete do, running around on ice. He's wearing a helmet, and Gronk goes full speed. So he's sprinting, pointing. I think he cheated a little bit. The whole thing made me laugh. Big Cat.
Do you remember when we did our figure skating? He was obviously rehabbing, I think, a torn ACL or whatever he injured 2 years ago. but we babied him. Like, we put him on a chair and slid him across the ice like a newborn baby. And then he's out there just fucking running around on sneakers. It actually is like the most dangerous thing you can do, to run around on ice with sneakers. Yeah. But he didn't cheat. I'll give him this. He didn't cheat. He went out. He got hit. He went out. They caught the ball. He comes back in. That's how dodgeball works.
Oh, they're doing the catch and he comes back in. What was up with the Gronks? They were dropping everything. That was strange, too.
They're drunk.
Well, they're probably shit-faced. Yeah.
Good point.
I mean, how does this even happen? How does the Florida Everglades team call up Gronk and get him to come and play fucking dodgeball?
I think
Gronk
Gronk
be like a buddy they know works for the team or something, right?
I think Gronk just fucking showed up. I think he went to the game and like, Gronk's here. He probably thought they just picked his ticket like randomly. Like, oh, me and my brother got picked. And I love everything. Like, he was so serious about the rules too. Like, he was holding on to the boards before they said 1, 2, 3, go. And then he literally full sprinted to mid ice to grab the ball. Pointing, awesome. That's why I love Gronk. He's just a big kid. Tiger, Big Cat requested this. He's taking time off. Tiger is like almost dead to me. The only reason I still care about Tiger at this point is because our boy Jim Renner, who there's 140 people on the tour. Since we've met Renner, he's come in 139th twice. The only person he's beaten is Tiger. Yeah. So in my head, I just keep being like, well, our boy's better than Tiger. But I guess now he's got to beat other people. Let's go, Renner. Let's step it up. I check in on him now like 4 times a day, and it's an ugly, depressing scene. Big Cat?
Well, the best part about Jim Renner is when we were in Arizona and we asked him how it works and like if he's going to get kicked off the tour, and he point blank was just like, oh, yeah, I probably should start playing better. Like, okay, I mean, are you going to do that? Like, he was so nonchalant about it, like, yeah, maybe I'll write a blog today. Maybe I'll start finishing not last in the PGA Tour every single event.
Yeah, and then when he did come in last, he texted me. He goes, "Looks like I was saving my good golf for another weekend," which is a great text. Anyways.
Tiger, though, I don't know why. I don't know if anyone's. I haven't read a lot about it, but has anyone been saying that he's basically just quitting so he can get back on HGH? Because that's what's happening. You don't have to take a drug test if you're not playing in tournaments, right? So it's actually genius of him. Quit for a year, get yourself, get your body right, get your mind right, do some HGH, do some steroids, come back and smash people.
KFC?
I don't know about the HGH and all that, but he should have done this a long time ago. Like, it's been going on like 5 years now since his whole ordeal with his ex-wife, where he's just been like a mess, and he's just been in and out, hurt, his fucking head's all messed up. Just stop like indefinitely, like you said, and get your shit right, because this like yo-yo back and forth where you constantly pull out is a joke. And all the people who are telling me how Tiger was good in 2013 and won 5 events and blah, blah, blah. It's all about majors for him. I don't want to hear that he's been a successful golfer the past few years because he won like the Buick Invitational. It's majors or bust for him, and he's been a mess. Just shut it down and fix it.
First of all, are you correct that you don't get the HGH testing if you're not actively?
I think they test when you show up to tournaments. Like, the only way you can get tested
thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, whatever. I'm having like a little bit of a Brian Williams streak here where people can't really trust what I say, but I'm pretty confident that the only way they test you is when you show up to the tournament.
There is no doubt he was a huge steroid guy, HGH. That's like the most obvious thing of all time. 2, he's getting dangerously close to the point where people are going to remember him for Elin Woods and this disaster of a second half of his career. I don't even remember when this guy was winning because he still gets so much publicity and then he just flames out every week. So I never really liked the guy. I think it's more interesting when he's in it, but he's got to, if you can get back on the HGH and do all that shit when you're not playing, that is the move for him.
Well, I'll go one further. If you're the PGA, you just knowingly let Tiger do HGH.
Absolutely.
Tiger's good for golf. Like, why wouldn't you just be like, hey, Tiger, do whatever you want? Like, seriously, break every rule. We don't care.
I'll tell you who's not using HGH, our boy Jim Renner.
No, he's...
Now, that's a perfect example. Like, that dude just straight up should do HGH. And if he gets caught, he gets caught because he's going to be off the tour soon enough. It's like being a Dominican baseball player right on the verge. Just fucking go for it.
You're wrong. No, you're wrong. See, here's the thing about Jim Renner. If he did HGH, like when you do HGH, you have to actually like go to the gym to get the gains. He would just like do HGH, and then just sit and eat pizza and drink Budweisers and be like, why isn't it working? So it's actually only like a lose-lose for him. Jim Renner is perfect just the way he is. He just needs to win a little bit more.
We got to get Renner on the rundown. He is, and we've said he like the people's golfer. He is the people's golfer. Like he's everything you want, like a Tin Cup, a John Daly, all the guys who you have this image of on the tour. That's Jim Renner. He's got to start stringing together a couple cuts.
He honestly is your friend that you golf with who dips a shitload, gets really drunk, but is always really good. And then one day he's like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to go to Q school. And he's on the tour. When
we were at the DraftKings house, that was when the Outkick, Clay Travis was there and another guy and a girl. And he was sitting there the whole time. We were having a conversation. Finally, he's like, all right, I got to go. And he's like, I got a tee time at like 11 tomorrow. The girl's like, oh, like, where are you playing? He's like, no, I'm in the tournament tomorrow, like the Waste Management Open. She thought he was just going to play like he had at the Boulders, like a foursome with his buddies. Like, oh no, I'm actually a pro golfer. Last up, another request from Big Cat. Puerto Rico won the Powerball. I don't pay any attention to this shit. So what do you got?
What you don't pay? You aren't upset that Puerto Rico won the Powerball, which like rightfully ours.
I know. Like I said yesterday, I don't play Powerball. I don't do any of that shit. So it's just not on my radar. I don't even really know what Powerball. Isn't it like a combination of states?
Yeah, it's all the states.
And apparently Puerto Rico.
No, it's not all the states, is it? It's every state.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought like you chose to get in it.
No.
I would only play Mass Millions. I would never do Powerball. I'm not about other people. I'm about Massachusetts.
If you don't have a problem with Puerto Rico winning the Powerball, then you're just not American.
That's bold.
It's true. I mean, you the guy who's telling me he made an Auschwitz analogy yesterday. You telling me that's bold?
I mean, I don't know how those two things are related.
But I'm just saying, like, that's no less bold than what you said.
I don't care about Powerball. I don't care about Powerball.
Okay. We shouldn't have even brought it up. I'm sorry. You are quite the host.
I don't care about
Let's talk about this topic. I don't give a fuck about it. Whatever. End of discussion. End of rundown.
I mean, Powerball, I said it yesterday in the thing. If you buy a Powerball ticket, you're a loser and you don't control your own destiny like a KFC. Are you mad, KFC, that Puerto Rico won?
No, I actually didn't even end up getting a ticket. I don't really mind. I mean, I get it. They don't pay taxes or some shit, right? They shouldn't be able to win all our money. But, this one hit home for Big Cat. So
what do you mean they don't? Wait, all right. Well, that's fair. So you mean
they have they're not a state. They're like this fake, phony territory thing where they reap all the benefits of America without paying any taxes. Like, I got a problem with Puerto Rico in general.
Right. They don't pay federal taxes. They can win Powerball. If someone showed up to Puerto Rico and planted their flag in Puerto Rico and was like, I'm taking it, the U.S. Army would come and kick their ass. That's bullshit.
Yeah, but really, the money they're putting into Powerball goes to
Powerball. I get that, but whatever. I mean, I don't know. It just seems wrong. I don't know.
They're just a bunch of freeloading son of a bitches, those Puerto Ricans.
All right, fine. You know what? Fuck. I don't like Puerto Rico then. Fine. I don't care. See? I'm not going to stand here and defend Puerto Rico. If you're telling me as an American I got to fucking hate Puerto Rico, then fucking fine. I hate Puerto Rico. I don't know anyone from there. Fuck them. Although, right down the street where I live, it's like little Puerto Rico. So hopefully they don't watch the rundown because I'll get ganked.
I really wish Comedy Central had taken our show just for moments like this last topic. Like if we had actual guests on and it's like, all right, well, what do you think about this? Well, it's not in Massachusetts, so I don't really fucking care.
I'll tell you who, if we told them they hate Puerto Rico, would hate Puerto Rico, Jim Renner.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%. If we're like, you got to start hating Puerto Rico, he'd probably wear like a Puerto Rican flag with like an X through it on his fucking next tour when he's tied for 139th. That's the rundown. What time is it? It's 1:36. I got to get fucking rolling.
Big meeting?
Professor Page views, you got another class?
No, I lit them on fire yesterday at that Northeastern class. I lit them on fire. They love it. They soak it up. They're like sponges. It's just me giving back, really. I love it.
What kind of professor lets you stand in front of the youth of America?
A smart one, sports and media. They're like, we've had all these Globe guys in, everybody. He's like, I've never had the buzz and hype of when you came in, never had people ask for pictures. It's just, it's a pleasure. I like giving back to the kids.
Dave, that could have been you all along if you just bailed on the whole blog idea and stuck with your education major.
Yeah, I know.
You could have just been a professor.
It's weird because Northeastern, like I said in the class, actually, I've done this once before for a class at Northeastern, and then like 6 months later, they had the KO Barstool like rally against me, and I was like banned from campus, and now they're asking me back. It's just whatever the wind's blowing. I hold no grudges.
Someone asked the Gracie Tracy
I hold
question.
no grudges. Dave Portnoy holds no grudges.
I was wondering if that was going, but I hold heavy grudges.
Yes.
There was a Gracie Tracy question.
What was it?
It was framed in the way, like, do you remember an email from a girl, like, that you posted that was kind of racy, and it was, like, a huge deal? I'm like, oh, Gracie Tracy, she wanted to bang Feidelberg in the email, right? And they're like, yeah, that's the one. It's like, yeah, I remember
that was
it.
a question that went down in, like, a real lecture?
Yeah.
Only in America, baby. See? Not in Puerto Rico. Fuck them.
No.
Fuck them. You don't get that kind of shit in Puerto Rico.
I just lay it all on the table, too. It's like an open, open hand. That doesn't make sense. Open book, whatever you want to say, what you want to talk about. I'm throwing S-bombs, F-bombs. I'm being the real deal.
Okay, last question real quick. What's up with your shirt? It's awful.
This shirt's awesome.
What is it like?
I thought it was a vest. Is that all one shirt?
Yes,
I've worn this multiple times in the rundown. Multiple.
Is it all one shirt?
It's all one
The
shirt.
sleeves are attached to the chest there? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
That shirt is horrendous.
This shirt is definitely not horrendous.
Okay,
How long do you think you're going to rock that chain for?
What?
How long do you think you're going to wear that chain?
Forever.
Forever.
This
I
is
would
like
probably-
my new look.
Yeah.
See, this is also why it's good we have the rundown, because I'm sure everyone in the office was, oh, Dave, you look great today. Good shirt.
I've worn this
Awesome.
shirt multiple times. This is a good shirt. Hank.
You need real people. Hank's not gonna. Hank probably shouldn't talk to you right now because you bullied the shit out of him yesterday.
You made a lot of people uncomfortable with that after show, Dave.
I did?
Yeah.
I made a lot of people
I just feel bad. You know what I feel bad for? Hank's mom, Hank's parents. That the fact that their son is under your fucking reign of terror. It's just a shame, really.
Hank, am I allowed to say things that I want to say without you getting upset? I mean, it's either this or he'd be working the night shift security guard at Museum of Science. So I think he's in better spot here.
All right.
Okay, let's
Later.
save Hank. Let's save Hank today. We'll end it later.